He came begging for milk for his baby, unaware the woman who fed the child herself was a millionaire broken bar. It was a cold evening in the heart of the city, where streetlights flickered weakly, and the world seemed too busy to notice the silent struggles of the forgotten. A man, his clothes worn thin and his shoes nearly falling apart, walked with trembling steps through a crowded street. In his arms lay a baby wrapped in a faded blanket, its tiny cries breaking through the noise of passing cars and hurried footsteps. He stopped outside a small cafe tilde copyright, his pride burning inside him, but his desperation was stronger. He whispered to himself, "For my child, a broken bar, I'll do anything." Inside that cafe tilde copyright sat a woman in her mid-30s, elegant but humble-looking, dressed in simple clothes that gave no hint of her wealth. She was sipping a cup of tea, staring out the window, when she noticed the man. His eyes were pleading, his body shivering. The sight of the crying baby struck her heart like a knife. Something in her soul told her she could not just watch and turn away. She stepped outside. The man lowered his head in shame. "Please see, broken bar, do you have a little milk? My baby hasn't eaten all day. I tried everywhere, but nobody listens. I don't need money, just some milk for him." His voice cracked with desperation, and tears glistened in his tired eyes. The woman looked at the baby, frail and weak, then at the man who was clearly broken but still holding his child as though the little one was his entire world. Without hesitation, she said softly, "Come inside." She ordered warm milk, but when she saw how weak the baby was, she asked the man gently, "Would you allow me?" The man nodded, his hands shaking. The woman carefully cradled the baby, feeding it drop by drop, whispering soothing words like a mother. The baby's cries softened, its tiny hand gripping her finger as though it had found comfort. Tears streamed down the father's face. "Thank you, broken bar, you don't know what this means. My wife passed away giving birth. I lost my job trying to take care of him. Yeah, broken bar, I didn't want to beg, but tonight, I couldn't let him starve." His voice broke, and he buried his face in his hands. The woman's heart ached. Memories of her own past came rushing back as she too had once been poor, abandoned, and left to struggle. Nobody knew her story because she hid it beneath her successful life. But in that man's broken eyes, she saw her own reflection from years ago. She invited him to sit. She listened, truly listened, as he spoke about his struggles, the nights he slept on benches, the times he went hungry so the baby could eat. His pride was shattered, yet his love for his child was fierce. That love reminded her of her own late mother, who had sacrificed everything for her. As hours passed, the man prepared to leave, clutching the baby and bowing his head in gratitude. "I'll repay you someday," he whispered. The woman stopped him. She touched his shoulder and said, "The world turned its back on me once, too. I survived because one stranger chose kindness. Tonight, let me be that stranger for you." The man looked at her, confused. She handed him an address written on a card. "Come tomorrow." Not just for milk, for a chance at life again. The next day, with trembling steps and cautious hope, he arrived at the address. To his shock, it wasn't a small home or shop but a tall building with the woman's name displayed proudly as she was the owner, a millionaire who had built her empire from nothing. He froze at the entrance, but she greeted him warmly. "I see the same strength in you that once kept me alive. Work with me, build your life again, and don't ever feel ashamed of love for your child. It's the strongest power in this world." With her support, he found not just a job but dignity. He rebuilt his confidence, his child grew healthy, and his heart learned that miracles sometimes arrive disguised as ordinary kindness. And though she had millions, the greatest treasure she ever carried was the gratitude in the eyes of the father and the innocent smile of the baby who once clutched her finger. By the end of the story, the message was clear. Sometimes, the wealth that changes lives isn't money, but compassion. The man came begging for milk, but he walked away with hope, dignity, and a future he never thought possible.